Do sign languages predate spoken languages? Some evidence suggests the answer might be yes. It might seem counterintuitive given that sign languages were only formalized relatively recently in history, but some of the evidence goes a lot deeper than that. Firstly, hominins developed bipedalism long before the vocal tract evolved for speech, and this presents a long window of time for humans to have developed tools and gestural communication before speech. Also, our nearest ape cousins tend to use hand and facial gestures more flexibly than vocal calls, and in lab settings they learn sign-based systems much easier than vocal-based ones. And in humans, brain imaging shows that manual gestures and spoken language rely on the same brain region. So for instance, manual gestures activate neurons in the Broca's area of the brain, which is key for speech. And additionally, babies are able to communicate using basic signs before they're able to speak. And it's not just pointing and stuff, it's also representational gestures that have abstract meanings like food or more. So something about gestural communication just seems more innate in humans than spoken language. In fact, one of the only examples we have of a language being created from scratch is Nicaraguan Sign Language. Although obviously part of that is that deaf kids are historically more language deprived and thus have more of an incentive to create their own language. But still, to me, gestural communication predating spoken language makes more sense. Not just in the sense of pointing things or acting things out, but also in the sense of abstract symbols. Because human ancestors were pretty smart long before the vocal tract evolved for spoken language. And we already know that they were capable of doing pretty complex things with their hands based on the tool making. Then of course it seems like later the default mode of communication switched to spoken language. And that makes sense because there's a lot of advantages to spoken language, like communicating over long distances or in the dark.